Hi everybody, Mr. Rubo here, and we are going to do the last two examples in topic 2.2. So it'll be after last night's video, talking about the word problems here that were just two word problems. We're going to do two more examples, and that'll be what this video is on. Okay, example 4, immediately following the AP pre-calculus exam, memes are created and shared online. The number of people that have seen the meme can be modeled using a geometric sequence, right? So let me circle that because that's important. Where 1 hour after the exam ends is hour 1. At hour 3, a total of 2,500 people had seen the meme and 20,000 people had seen it after hour 6. So using this model, how many people will see the meme by hour 10? So we're going to go ahead and write our function or our sequence. So again, I like to write this out just so we kind of see it. So G sub 3 equals 2,500, and then G sub 6 is 20,000. Okay. So this is where we can choose. We're going to use that general formula, right? That we've used a few times now. In the videos and in class. So we got G sub n equals G sub k times the common ratio raised to the n minus k power. And right, we don't know r. That's what we got to figure out. But we have some k's. We have a possible n. So we're going to use that to help us. So we're going to first call k equal to 3 and n is 6. Right? And just as a reminder, we choose the bigger value to be the n because we don't want a negative exponent if we can help it. So I'm going to go ahead and replace anywhere I see an n, I'm going to replace with a 6. Anywhere I see a k, I'm going to replace with 3. So n was 6 and k was 3. So now the power I can simplify, right? I get r to the third. G to the third was 2,500. And G6 was 20,000. All right, and now it becomes really a two-step equation to solve. I'm going to divide by 2,500. And you get a calculator for this. It's doable without one, but still, it's calc okay. So you would get r to the third equals, and you go to a calculator, and you end up getting 8. Oh, I switched to the eraser. Hold on. There we go. You get r to the third is 8, which means r is the cube root of both sides, which ends up r is 2. Okay. So now we have enough information to write our general form, or just function, I should say, or equation. So g of n, and then I'm still using the same k value. So I'm going to still say 2,500. Now I know my r is 2, and then n minus 3. There's my equation. And then my last step is plug in 10. So I want to find g of 10. And again, guess what? We have a calculator. So you would end up doing 2 to the 7th in the calculator, and then multiplying by 2,500. And you would get that after 10 hours, 320,000 people have seen this meme. Okay. Yeah, there's example 4. Okay. Example 5, very similar, except this time it wants an arithmetic sequence. So you can do it the exact same way, just use the arithmetic one. So if you want to try this one, feel free to pause the video and try it out on your own. And then I'll go over in a second. Okay, so hopefully you tried it. Let's go ahead and read this. Across the United States, there are approximately 45,000 flights each day. A certain simulation total number of flights have begun across the United States n hours since midnight on a given day. Can be modeled by an arithmetic sequence. Hey, that's what I said. Where midnight is represented by n equals 0. Total number of flights that had begun by 5 a.m. is 11,750, and by 11 a.m. 22,250. Based on that simulation, how many total flights by 6? Okay, so there's a few things here we have to be careful with. One, we're dealing with arithmetic, not geometric. The other thing is we are dealing with time, which is sometimes confusing for people. So 5 a.m. would mean my a sub 5 is 11,750. And then 11 a.m. would mean my a sub 11 is 22,250. So I can use the general formula of a sub n equals a sub k plus d times n minus k. And just like geometric, if you want to treat it this way, right, there's a few different ways with arithmetic, but you can also do it the same as we did geometric. Say k is the smaller, n is the bigger, and substitute in what you got. So it'd be a sub 11 equals a sub 5 plus d, because we don't know, but we do know n, minus k. And now we start substituting in what we got and simplifying. So this is 22,250. This is 11,750. We don't know d, but we do know that is 6. So then subtract this over. Let me scroll down a little bit. Right now it's just solving, so we get 10,500 when we subtract equals 6d. Divide by 6. And we get that d is 1,750. All right. And now we can go back into our original equation and rewrite for just the general format, which would be still using the 11,750, but then instead of just d, we are going to put 1,750 and then n minus 5. So right there is our sequence. Okay. Now, though, one thing where students sometimes make mistakes is this time here. So it's 6 p.m., which actually would mean that n would be 12 plus 6, which would mean it'd be 18 hours from midnight, right? And the 12 is from midnight to noon, and then noon to 6 is this extra 6 hours. So my n that I want to substitute in is 18. So now I'm just substituting it in and typing it in a calculator and getting an answer of 34,500 flights. Seems like a reasonable amount, especially if the total amount of flights is 45,000 by the end of the night. So yeah, there you go. There's our 2 examples. Hopefully you tried them out and hopefully you understand them. All right. Thanks for watching. Have a good